Internal Revenue Service IRS Tax News. IRS.gov, IRS.gov, the IRS website should be a taxpayer's first stop for their tax transcript. IRS Tax Tip 2021-91, June 24th, 2021. Transcripts are used for a variety of things like applying for a mortgage or a student loan. So if you're working with a bank to get a loan or something like that, they're going to want possibly your financial information or to support documents for the financial information. One of those could be the income tax return, given the fact that it is an income tax, which has like an income statement reporting your income on it. And they might want the transcripts directly from the IRS instead of actually your copy of the tax return, because your copy basically came from you, whereas the one that went through the IRS is the one that you actually sent in. So if they get it from the third party, it could possibly give them some more verification or some more certainty that it hasn't been adjusted after the point in time that it had been sent in. So that could be useful, and you might need to get the transcripts then, which would be your problem. And you could do so on the IRS website. That's usually going to be the place to go to be ordering the transcripts. So taxpayers order a tax transcript on IRS.gov, IRS.gov, the IRS website. They can also learn about the different types of transcripts available from the IRS. So order a tax transcript. There's a link to that here. Taxpayers can request a transcript either online or by mail at Get Transcript on IRS.gov. So there's a link to Get Transcript here. You could basically make the request online, probably the fastest way to go, or by mail. Transcript types. What kind of transcripts do we have? The reason why a taxpayer needs a transcript will determine which type they should order. This page lists detailed information about what is included in the 5 different transcript types. So we got 5 different types. And then the frequently asked questions, there's a link to that here. Taxpayers can visit the FAQs, frequently asked questions. There's a link to that here for answers to specific questions about the Get Transcript service, including getting a transcript either online or by mail. Taxpayers may not need a full transcript. So you might not need a full transcript if they only need to find out how much they owe or verify payments that they made within the last 18 months. They can visit the View Your Tax Account page. So if you're looking basically for your payments, meaning possibly in that case it's not there for a loan purpose, but for your own purposes to kind of figure out how much you have paid and so on, figuring out your withholdings and your payments and whatnot, or possibly doing your tax return and you need to know the payments, then you can go to View Your Tax Account and possibly pick up that information there, and there's a link to that page as well. Let's go back up top and go through some of these and go to the Order the Tax Transcripts link. So we've got Welcome to the Tax Transcripts. What's new? There is a new transcript format that better protects your data. This new format partially masks your personal identification information. Financial data will remain fully visible to allow the tax preparation, tax representation, or income verification. So they're trying to make the transcripts, so they give you the information you need, but still protect identity to some degree with the numbers that are sensitive numbers. Caution, the Get My Transcript service is for individual taxpayers to retrieve their own transcripts for their own purposes. Used by any other entities is prohibited. So this is a section to go to when you're looking, of course, for your own transcript, not as basically a tax professional possibly looking for someone else's transcripts, which you might need some other area to go, some other authorization to go there. So you can get various Form 1040 series transcript types online or by mail. If you need your prior year adjusted gross income, the AGI, to e-file, choose the tax return transcript type when making your request. To find out how much you owe or to verify your payment history, you can view your tax account. So you may need some information to fill out the transcript, including possibly your adjusted gross income. So you'd want your copy of the tax return to do so. The method you used to file your tax return, e-file or paper, and whether you had a balance due affects your current year transcript availability. There's a link to that here. Note, if you need a photocopy of your return, you must use the Form 4506. So transcript gives you the basic information, but it's not actually your return because it's in the computer database of the IRS system. If you actually want a copy of your return sent back to you, that's a different thing, and you got this Form 4506 that you can fill out to request that in that instance. request online what you need to register and use this service. You need your SSN, Social Security number, date of birth, filing status, and mailing address from latest tax return, access to your email account, your personal account number from a credit card, mortgage, home equity loan, home equity line of credit, or car loan, and a mobile phone linked to your name for faster registration or ability to receive an activation code by mail. What you get: all transcripts types are available online. View, print, or download your transcript, username and password to return later. So you got the Get My Transcript information that you can basically go through the process. You can also request it by mail down below. Let's go through the transcript types here just to check out the transcript types. So we have transcript types and ways to order them. Ways to get transcripts: you may register to get transcripts online. There's a link to that here. To view, print, or download all transcript types listed below. If you're unable to register or you prefer not to get transcripts online, you may order a tax return transcript and or tax account transcript using tax transcript by mail, or you can call this number here. I won't list it here. You can come here if you want to check it out. Link will be in the description. Please allow 5 to 10 calendar days for delivery. You may also request any transcript type listed below by fax, mailing, Form 4506-T, request for transcript of tax return. There's a link to that here. So you may be able to fax it in if that's something that would be useful for you. Transcript types: we offer the following transcript types at no charge to you. We got the tax return transcript. That shows most line items, including the adjusted gross income, the AGI, from your original Form 1040 series tax return as filed. So it's not the actual tax return, but it kind of mirrors some of the key data on it, along with any forms and schedules. So any other forms and schedules that would be kind of filled out, like a Schedule C or Schedule B, Schedule A, and so on. It also shows changes made after you filed your original return. So if you made any changes past that, or if the IRS suggested changes and made them and had you accept them or whatnot, then that should be reflected. This transcript is only available for the current tax year and returns processed during the prior 3 years. So there's a limitation here. It looks like 3 years for the availability of this particular transcript. A tax return transcript usually meets the needs of lending institutions offering mortgages and student loans. So it looks like if you're dealing with a financial institution with for some kind of loan and they want verification of the last 2 years, oftentimes for that, then and they may want 3 years, but that might be kind of why their limitation is 3 years. Then this looks like the one that you might be able to go with. So note: the secondary spouse and a joint return must use Get Transcript Online or Form 4506-T to request this transcript type. When using Get Transcript by mail or phone, the primary taxpayer on the return must make the request. So when you're married filing joint, the primary is usually going to be the first one listed, generally on the return, traditionally the husband. So tax account transcript, showing basic data such as return type, marital status, address, adjusted gross income, taxable income, and all payment types. It also shows changes made after you filed your original return. This transcript is available for the current tax year and up to 10 prior years using Get Transcript Online or Form 4506-T. When using Get Transcript by mail or phone, you're limited to the current tax year and return process during the prior 3 years. Note: if you made estimated tax payments and or applied for overpayment from the prior year return, you can request this transcript type a few weeks after the beginning of the calendar year to confirm your payment prior to filing your tax return. And then we've got the record of account transcript. So now we have the record of account. This combines the tax return and tax account transcripts above into one complete transcript. This transcript is available for the current tax year and returns processed during the prior 3 years, getting the So this might be the most full transcript. The second one was the tax account transcript. The first one, the tax return transcript. And the record of account transcript combines the tax return and tax account transcripts above into one complete transcript. Then we have the wage and income transcript. This is going to show data from information returns we received, such as Form W-2, 1099, 1098, and Form 4598. Now, this could be useful because you might be in a situation, for example, if you want to do prior year tax returns and you never filed your taxes, for example, then you're going to say, well, I don't have my information yet because I don't have the W-2s anymore, the 1099s or whatnot, and I don't want to go back to my prior employer or anything. I don't want to talk to them anymore or whatever. They're closed or whatever. Then you might be able to get some kind of transcript from the IRS because they have that information too. And then you could use that possibly to help you fill out your tax return. So we have the wage and income transcript once again, which shows data from information returns we received, such as Form W-2, 1099, 1098, and Form 5498, IRA contribution information. Current tax year information may not be complete until July. This transcript is available for up to 10 years prior using Get Transcripts online from 4506T. So that's great that they have it for a longer period of time as well, in case you have someone that had, if you haven't filed for like 5 years or something, and you're going back and say, maybe it would have been a good idea, like if I did so, then look into it if it is a good idea, because there is a statute of limitations and whatnot, and then check it out. But you might be able to get the information. A verification of non-filing letter provides proof that the IRS has no record of a filed Form 1040 series tax return for the year you requested. So you could get a verification if they got it or not. So it doesn't indicate whether you were required to file a return for that year. So it doesn't mean that you were required to file it or not, but you could confirm whether or not you did or not, possibly with this verification if that's what you're looking into. This letter is available after June 15th for the current tax year or any time for the prior 3 tax years using Get Transcript online or Form 4506T. You must use Form 4506T if you need a letter for tax year older than the prior 3 years. So if you might be able to get prior 3-year access if you send the letter maybe. So note, a transcript can show return and or account data. It also can show changes or transactions made after you filed your original return. Transaction codes consist of 3 digits. They are used to identify a transaction being processed and to maintain a history of action posted to a taxpayer's account. For further information regarding transaction codes, please see documentation 11734 Transaction Code Pocket Guide. There's a link to that here. You can have that nice little pocket guide you can carry around. Note, a transcript isn't a photocopy of your return. If you need a copy of your original return, complete and mail Form 4506 request for copy of tax return. So some of those transcripts might have pretty much the same information, but it will not be in the same format, and it's going to be on the Fed side of things as well, because this is the IRS side of things. They might not have the state information for it if you have a state return and whatnot. If you want a copy of the return that you sent to the Fed, then you may be able to request an actual copy. So refer to Get Transcript Frequently Asked Questions for more information. Back to Get Transcript homepage, and then we got the related items down below. So there'll be a link to these items here, and there'll be a link to this in the description.